just going to do a brief overview and tutorial on how to get set up with the 2D soccer simulator. It's a soccer game and it's going to be two-dimensional. So, first of all, the soccer game uses what's called a rcsserver as well as a monitor that's coupled in. We can just use a Unix command called rcssocker and it will immediately run rcsserver and rcsmonitor. Now the server has everything it needs to move the players, to turn the players. It handles all the physics, and all we need to do is use a socket to send S expressions to the server and we can move the players in there. Now the options for the servers are located in a config file called servergrounder.cpp. We could edit certain configurations to change like the time required for the server to listen to a sample client, for example. So I'm going to be going over the client-server communication and just in general programming and setting up a client that would communicate with the server. First thing we need to do is to initialize a UDP socket, and then we use this socket to send strings, which are S expressions. The first argument in the S expression would be the command, and the second argument is the power. Now the default configuration in the server configuration file demands that we send a command to the server every 100 milliseconds. I tried doing 0 milliseconds and the program didn't work, so you don't want to do that. So first we need to know how to send messages to the server, and in the sample client that's going to be uploaded on the website or GitHub, there's a function in there called send message. All you need to do is send an initialized socket as your argument, and then your string containing a valid S expression that would communicate with the server. I could do an example for the sample client. Now, the sample client takes input and just maps it to a valid S expression. So, for example, if I just send commands like L, which maps to turn 50 in sample client, I could get the player and turn it 50 degrees, around 50. Turn it with a power of 50 degrees. Now some basic client commands that you're going to want to start with is just dash power, and the one that I just showed was a turn power. But the command that I used using the sample client is L, and in the command that just maps to turn. So let me look for that. There we go. So I inputted L, and it sent a command called send communication turn with the power of 10. If you're programming the client, you want to receive information, and the information you see corresponds to whatever is on the field. These are all the points that are going to be given to you when you're programming the sample client. Everything in the information is everything that is seen by the player, which is everything within this visual cone. Everything else is not shown in the information that is given back by the function. So you're going to have to turn around the player if you want to see what's around them. There's also hearing. A player is able all you need to use to get information is the receive info function. Now the representation of the visual feedback is in a structure called sensor info. It has the type of information, whether it's information the player hears or sees. It also has attributes such as player stamina and player location. If you want to know where the player is on the field, that's located in the F state member, and match attributes are in M state. Now there are certain naming conventions that we use to represent information. And for example, we have FPCB, which stands for, it's at the bottom of the field, it's at the bottom of the center line of the field. So this point represents FPCB, this command. It's just an enum in the sample client. So all you need to get started is to download the code. You can start fresh, and all you need to do is include libsclient.h, or you could expand the given sample client, which is in sample.c. That's all you need to get started with the 2D soccer simulation.